Today, South Africa celebrates Human Rights Day. If you're white, you don't get to celebrate it.
It's not Human Rights Day, it's Sharpville Day. Don't erase your own history to benefit the apartheid government. That was a post by NTSIKI. We know NTSIKI is always very vocal on social media. And I do agree with many South Africans who say, no, change the name back to Sharpville Massacre instead of Human Rights Day. And I do, because I have seen how the whole thing is being watered down now. It no longer carries the same weight that it used to. People are slightly trying to put aside what happened on that day. With that said, welcome to South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trendy news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country. But before we start, I just want to share a video clip with you that's just going to soothe your soul and take you back just a little bit. As we reflect on this day, on what happened today, I just want to look at what people are saying as they are complaining. With no one, forget this Human Rights Day. Let's just go back to Sharpville Massacre. And I do agree with them. I'll tell you why I agree with the people who are saying so. It looks like it is what happened on that day is being watered down by the people who are not on the receiving side of that day. And the whole thing is being taken advantage by the people who are pro-AFRIFORUM. Do you get? It's very important to understand that I'm saying the people who are pro-AFRIFORUM. We know what AFRIFORUM stands for. They are pushing propaganda, the narrative that there are 142 race laws in South Africa. There's a lot of things that they are pushing, and it does not help that we have had a corrupt government over so many years, and that just works against everything that South Africans are complaining about. So I'd like to share with you the posts by different people, but out of those posts, I want to share with you the one that stood out for me. I was like, the people are right. We have to go back to Sharpville Massacre so that we all remember what happened on that day. I want to read to you because it is very easy to say we have had 30 years of freedom. Why don't you forget about apartheid? The apartheid 1948 to 1994 in South Africa was the racial segregation under the all-white government of South Africa, which dictated that non-white South Africans, a majority of the population, were required to live in separate areas from whites and use separate public facilities, and contact between the two groups. Hey, and just when you think, okay, that time, 1948 to 1994, the game was unfair for the longest time. Before apartheid, South Africa, as the Union of South Africa, was a dominion of the British Empire formed in 1910 from the Cape Colony, Natal, Transvaal, and the Orange Free State, with a system that, while not fully apartheid, already saw significant racial segregation and discrimination against the African population. So you do the math. You do how many years that has been. And we are told that it has been 30 years already. Let's just get over ourselves and get over apartheid and forget about everything. And the challenge about that, the remedy that was used to make us live together in harmony with the people that were oppressing us, it was not good. It was not good. We allowed ourselves to continue with the Rainbow Nation without addressing the issues that were supposed to be addressed right from 1994. That's where the whole thing was messed up. And let me tell you something. Julius Malema has been saying this for so many years, and I was not listening. Do I agree with that song, Analyzing what, and Analyzing what, that Analyzing song? No, I don't. Because I do believe that even though we understand as South Africans, especially black South Africans, that there is no harm in that song, it is wisdom to stop it because it's not helping us moving forward. It allows the people like your AFRIFORUM and your people that are just pushing the propaganda to ride on that wave of that song. We just don't need that. We just don't need it because they shift the focus and use it to say, yeah, we told you this is happening in South Africa, so I am not for that song. If it were according to me, it would be just stopped like immediately. But I don't have the powers to do so. But what I am saying, I do agree with those who are calling for the day to be taken back to the SHARPVILLE massacre, because now the things that are being said by the people who were not on the receiving end of what happened. I want to read to you a post by Renaldo that will make you realize that the people who are calling for that name to be taken back to what it actually is. Right now, let us read that post by Renaldo. How can we celebrate Human Rights Day in this country when we have 60 unalivings a day, close to half of the population being unemployed, people still having to use buckets for toilets, and have little to no access to electricity and the internet? So it sounds good when he talks like this to find, he's for everyone in South Africa. But for me, having seen the things that I'm seeing, the minute he mentioned the internet, I just saw somebody that is preparing the ground to talk about Elon Musk and whatever. You see, and anything that has got to do with Elon Musk, I despise it at this moment. I'm telling you right now. And the good thing is that I can't even afford the Tesla, so I'm not one of the people that are worried about that. So the introduction to the post sounds good. Do you hear me? But it changes. Then we can also look at how minorities are treated in this country when 142 race-based laws exist to discriminate against people who were born long after apartheid. Yeah, guys, I have more to say. I'm going to share my views later on. Political parties, their leaders and members sing songs about unaliving people because of their culture and or ethnicity. That's why I said that song has to go, that song for Julius Malema, because they like focusing on that, and that song carries no weight. Hey, new laws being passed that take people's rights to property, in which language they are taught in, where they can get their medical care, and whether their property is their own or will be expropriated. You see, that's when you realize that was just an intro when he started posting. When he started writing this post, it was just an intro. He was going somewhere. Hey guys. And he continues to say, we can't celebrate human rights in this country and act like it's 2001 when we are facing the issues we are facing in 2025. Check out my latest video on this topic, is in the first comments below. So now, That is why, in fact, this post by Renaldo agrees with what the people are saying. That no, let's take the name back to what it is. Maybe by that it will remind the people that are leading us. I'm talking about quote unquote the black political parties, and with that I'm putting the ANC in the front, that they need to govern differently. You see, let me tell you something. To expect South Africans to forget about apartheid because it is 30 years ago, when you have seen that the game has been rigged more than 100 years ago. And when he talks about the people that were born after apartheid, they are still benefiting from what their forefathers did for them. It is the truth. You see, if we are not facing the truth, there is no way we could be moving forward as an equal society. I am so sad that the laws that have been put in South Africa that seek to balance things so that we are all at the same level, so that moving forward we can only be South Africans. We will forever be black and white because of how the things remain the same. Nothing has been corrected. Even when the opportunity to correct things arose, it still helped the political elite. The ordinary citizens didn't benefit. So you cannot expect black South Africans to just forget and say, by the way, as I'm talking like this, I have friends and family who are white because we have in-laws that are white. Our children are friends with white people, with white children, and white children are friends with our children. So it is no longer as easy as, you know what, black this side, white this side. So what I'm saying is, give people a fair chance. And when I'm saying so, I'm talking to those people who are ignorant to the fact that the people who faced apartheid are still alive today. We still have a generation of the people who were there when apartheid was rife, who fought against apartheid, living today. So you cannot tell me that thing is from long ago. Let us forget it. Even some survivors from SHARPVILLE massacre are still alive today. The children who were born during that time, who are still suffering the consequences of that day, are alive today. It's not like we're talking about something that happened like 100 years ago. So to expect us to be like, oh, it's a long time ago, it's been 30 years already, just forget about it. No, we cannot. Because even the government that we had did not do justice as far as just sorting this mess out. Today we have people treating Trump like he's the president of South Africa. Like, we're going to tell the president, we're going to America to tell the president, and because they are taking advantage of a weak government that we have and the failures of the government that we have had for so many years. So it is just a whole mess. And I have to say that I really appreciate the white people who stand for the truth in South Africa, and I can see that the numbers are increasing, even fighting against that nonsensical Cape independence that they are trying to push. We see white people. Why am I mentioning white people specifically? Is because white people are heard differently by their own white people. I'm saying so because they have a history of advantage from way back. From way back. So they have a history also that the government of way back used to favor them. So when you hear them talk like this, you realize there is hope in South Africa. And those pro-AFRIFORUM people who are delaying the process of equality in South Africa are the ones that are trying to maintain the status quo that allows the laws, quote unquote, those apartheid laws to remain. They are putting us far away from a time whereby they are pushing us far away from a time whereby we will all just be South Africans. You know, and we compete for everything fair and square. Am I happy with all the other laws that are being put in South Africa? No, there are certain laws that even us as black people are not happy with. So what are you talking? What are you talking? You see, tomorrow I want to share a video. Even if you have not tried anything and got stuck whereby whatever you are doing, you get stuck because of means of production, that's when you will realize that the game is unfair. The game is rigged for a certain side. Guys, Please, I wanted to share video clips, but this video is long enough. I'm not going to be doing that. Maybe it's going to be for another video, but I just wanted to talk about today. How many South Africans said, you know what, we just want to just take the name back. I'm not going to be sharing any screenshot of the people again, because I feel like this video is long enough and I want to keep your focus up to here. Anyway, guys, if you watched up to here, thank you for watching my videos. This is South Africa Lately, a channel that discusses South African trending news. We do, however, grab here and there from international news when it is trending enough to be brought here. Please do understand that I'm not a politician. I do not have deep knowledge in politics. However, I am a South African citizen who's also a voter, and I do believe that my views count when it comes to political affairs of our beautiful country.